Let's learn how to use your Apple Watch. To power on your watch, press and hold the side button. You'll see the Apple icon as it boots up. When it's up and running, you'll need to enter your passcode if you have that turned on. I disabled it for this tutorial. You'll see your watch face on your display. If it ever goes black or dim, just turn your wrist to look at your watch and it will come back on. Or you can tap the screen or tap the crown on the side of the watch. By the way, let me now introduce you to the watch app that's on your phone. Let's launch it. It has all of the Apple Watch settings in it, and it's often the easiest way to make changes to your watch because the screen is much bigger. In other words, changes you make on your phone in the watch app will automatically trigger changes on your watch because they are paired. Let's scroll down and tap display and brightness, for example. I'll adjust the brightness slider on the watch app on my phone. You'll see the watch's screen getting brighter and darker. I'll leave it in the middle. If we go back a screen in the app, another setting you may want to adjust right away is under General, so I'll tap it. Then I will tap Watch Orientation. Here I can select which wrist I wear my watch on, left or right, and which side my digital crown is on. Back to the watch. If you press and hold the digital crown, you can activate your voice assistant Siri.
What's the weather today?
It's currently cloudy and 30 degrees.
Or if enabled, you can just say, "Hey Siri," and ask a question. I'll press the crown once to go back to the watch face. If you see a red dot at the top of your Apple Watch, mine is above the 12 o'clock symbol, it means you have an unread message or notification. If you swipe down on the display, you can see your notifications. If you scroll to the top, you can clear all of your notifications. If you double-click the side button on your Apple Watch, you can use your Apple Watch to pay for purchases, like in a store. I've not set this up yet, but it would show a list of cards for payment that you could choose from. Then you would hold your Apple Watch within a few centimeters of the store's card reader. Then you would feel a gentle tap and hear a beep when your credit card info is sent. Control Center. If you swipe up on the display, we open the Control Center. First we have Disconnect from Wi-Fi. If you tap it, you can disconnect or connect to Wi-Fi. If you press and hold it, you can change things like choosing a different network. I can press Done at the top of the screen to go back. We also have Ping your iPhone. If you lose your iPhone, tap it, and your watch will trigger a sound on your phone so that you can find it by ear. Next, we have Check My Battery Percentage, which shows how much battery life you have left. Then we have Silence Apple Watch. It simply puts your watch in silent mode. Next, we have Theater Mode. When enabled, your Apple Watch display stays dark even when you raise your wrist. It also turns on silent mode to keep it quiet during the film. Then we have Make Yourself Available for Walkie-Talkie. When this is on, you can have a walkie-talkie-like conversation with someone else who has a compatible Apple Watch. You just need to send them an invitation through your Contacts app. Then we have Do Not Disturb, the moon icon. When we tap it, we can choose from Do Not Disturb, Sleep, or Driving mode. If we select Do Not Disturb, we can choose on for 1 hour, on until tomorrow morning, or on until I leave. Hit Cancel twice to go back. Next is Flashlight. We can choose white light, flashing light, or red light by swiping to the left. People often use the flashlight when they are out for an evening run, for example. If you swipe up on the display, we have Airplane Mode. This is helpful when the airline allows you to use your Apple Watch on a flight, but they ask you to put it in airplane mode. This simply turns off cell service and Wi-Fi. Next is Water Lock. You should turn this on before going into the water. The Apple Watch 7 is water resistant up to 50 meters. You'll notice a water droplet icon above the 12 o'clock symbol. After you are done going in the water, you turn water lock off by turning the crown a few times. Your Apple Watch will vibrate to help get rid of any liquid that might have made its way inside of it. Then we have Choose Audio Output. This allows you to connect your Apple Watch to Bluetooth speakers or headphones, for example. You are basically choosing where you want your sound to play from. Check Headphone Volume is next. This checks that your headphone audio levels are set at a safe listening range. Then we have Turn Announce Notifications on or off. When enabled, Siri can announce notifications over AirPods, for example, and this button simply turns this feature on or off. If we press Edit at the bottom, we can add or delete items in the control center. The icon you see at the bottom that I could add if I wanted to is Turn on School Time. If your Apple Watch is for your child, you can limit features during school hours, for example. If I don't want to edit my control center, I can tap Done, then scroll to the top, and then swipe down to get back to our watch face. Watch face. If we want a different watch face, or we want to modify it, we can do it a few different ways. First, let's go to our watch app on our phone and tap on our current face called Meridian. Here I can modify the colors, including the dial color, black or white in this case. We can even adjust complications if we scroll down a little. Complications are shortcuts to apps or snippets of information that we see on our watch face. Look at our current watch face. It has a subdial left, which is a shortcut to the workout app, a subdial right that's set to today's date, and a subdial at the bottom that's a shortcut to the activity app. The subdial top is turned off. Let's put something there by tapping it. I'll scroll down and select Compass. Now we've added a compass to our watch face. If we look at our Apple Watch, we can see that it's now displaying compass information on the top of the watch face. If I tap the little compass, it will open the compass and we can see it full screen on the watch. To exit compass, I'll click the digital crown once. We can also adjust or change the clock face on the watch. I'll press and hold the display on the watch. If I tap Edit, it's similar to editing the watch face on the phone app. I can change the dial color by turning the crown. If I swipe left, I can change the colors of the face. If I swipe left again, I can change the complications. I'll get rid of the compass by tapping it and then turning the crown to scroll to the top of the list, and then select Off by tapping it. If I click the digital crown, I'll go back. If I swipe right, I can add a new watch face by tapping the plus symbol. Then I can scroll through a huge amount of new watch faces and add a new one by just tapping Add. I'll press the digital crown a few times to return to my watch face. If we want to find a new watch face using the watch app on your phone, just tap the Face Gallery tab at the bottom of the screen. Select a new watch face and then tap Add. It's that easy. I'll go back to the My Watch tab at the bottom. Select my old watch face, then scroll down and tap Set as Current Watch Face. It's that easy. Applications. Now let's talk about applications. To get to the application screen while at the watch face, simply click the digital crown once. Here you will see a ton of apps, and you can move the screen around with your finger to see them all. Or if you turn the crown, you can zoom in and out. To change the way you view apps, simply press and hold your finger on the touch screen for a few seconds. I can then change from grid view to list view if I want. If I press and hold the touch screen again, I can press Edit Apps, and then press the little X next to each app that I want to delete. I don't want to delete any apps, so I'll just tap the crown once. Of course, you can turn the crown to scroll through your apps and then tap on one to open it. I'll choose my music app, for example. I could swipe down on the screen to go through my music. If I tap an album, I can start playing my music. But first, my Apple Watch wants to know where the sound should play from. I'll select my AirPods, for example, and then start listening to music. By the way, if you begin playing music on your iPhone first, your Apple Watch will bring up the music controls on the watch's display. I can play, pause, skip to the next track, go back to the previous track, and a whole lot more right from my watch. I can even turn the digital crown to raise or lower the volume. It's like a remote control. The dock. If I want to quit an app or apps, press the side button once. Then you will see a list of open apps. This is called the dock. It displays recently used apps by default. So to quit an app, I'll swipe the open app to the left and then tap the big red X to close it. Push the digital crown once to return to the watch face. To add a new app, you can press the digital crown and then select the App Store app. There you can scroll down to browse apps or search for a new app by tapping in the search bar at the top. Typing on an Apple Watch can be a little tricky at first. Sometimes it's easier or faster just to tap the microphone and say what I'm looking for.
Watch apps.
Then I'll tap Search. When you find an app that you want, just tap Get. I don't really want this app, so I'll press the digital crown button to get out of the App Store. By the way, if you find using the App Store on the watch a little frustrating, you can also do it from your phone using the Watch app. The screen there is much bigger. Tap the Discover tab at the bottom of the screen, then tap Explore Watch Apps and it will bring you to the App Store. It's easy. Now that we went through the basics of how to use and add apps, now let me quickly highlight apps that I really like on the Apple Watch. First, we have the Message app, which is great for messaging people. Pressing the microphone will allow you to speak what you want to say in a message quite easily. If you can't speak for some reason, like you're in a meeting, if you tap Cancel, you can scroll down and see suggestions that you can just tap and send, like, "Thank you," "On my way," or "Sorry I can't talk right now." Great if you are in the middle of something and want to respond quickly. If I go to the Phone app, I can go to my contacts and make a call from my watch without picking up my phone. Don't worry, the watch has a really good microphone and speaker, so the person you are talking to can hear you clearly. There's a Voice Memos app that lets you record and listen to audio memos.
Remember that your husband owes you jewelry for this.
My wife's cute, isn't she? There's a podcast app if you like listening to podcasts. There's a calculator app. I tend to use it for tipping at a restaurant. Just enter the meal's total cost, then press tip, and it calculates a 20% tip. If you want a different percentage, just turn the digital crown. You can even divide the total amount, the cost of the meal plus the tip, between multiple people. Quite handy. There's a Find People app, which is able to track the location of people with their permission, of course, like family members, and they can keep track of your location if you want them to. There's an Audiobooks app that lets you listen to audiobooks, of course. There's a Camera Remote app, which controls your phone's camera. You can do things like remotely taking pictures or recording videos. You even get a preview screen on your watch. Really cool. There's a news app to help keep you up to date with what's happening in the world. There are also a ton of health and well-being apps. Always see a doctor if you have any medical questions or concerns when it comes to all of these health and well-being apps. I like the Heart Rate app. It tells you your current heart rate in beats per minute and tracks it. The next app I have a shortcut to right on my watch face, so I'll tap it. It's the Workout app, where you can track your workouts and set goals. It's a real motivator. There's an ECG app where if you place your finger on your digital crown, you can actually perform an electrocardiogram, which checks pulses to get your heart rate to see if your upper and lower chambers of your heart are in rhythm. If they are out of rhythm, that could be AFib. There's a noise app that actually monitors the noise level of where you are at and lets you know if the levels could damage your hearing. Try it out at a concert. There's an activity app that tracks how much you move, how much you exercise, and how much you stand throughout the day, and tracks it over time. The goal is to close each ring every day. It encourages you to stay active. There's a blood oxygen app that measures the oxygen levels of your blood. You just have to make sure that your watch is not on your arm too low. You keep the face up, and your arm is relaxed for 15 seconds, and then you will get a reading. There's a mindfulness app that helps you relax and focus. I can either pick reflect or breathe and adjust the duration of my session. For example, if I do breathe for 1 minute, the animation on the display expands and contracts to show me how to take deep breaths and when to release them. It relieves a lot of stress. There's a sleep app that is used to schedule your wake-up alarm, bedtime, and bedtime reminders. It also tracks and detects how long and how well you sleep. Quality sleep is very important for good health. Your watch even has a nightstand mode while charging at night, where when you have an alarm set, the display on the watch gently brightens before your alarm goes off. Also, if in the middle of the night you want to check your time, just tap the watch face and the dark display will show you the time in a gentle green color and then go black again after a minute. You can turn this on and off with your watch app on your phone. It's under General. If you scroll down a little, you'll see the nightstand on-off switch. Your Apple Watch even detects when you are washing your hands. If you open the watch app on your phone, scroll down to hand washing, tap it, and turn on hand washing timer and hand washing reminders. Now when you wash your hands, a 20-second timer automatically starts to make sure that you are washing your hands long enough to be properly cleaned. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The App Store has a lot more apps that you can download. It's impressive. So I hope that I taught you how to use your Apple Watch and the many things that it can do. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.